Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Evening Cigar Show. I'm James, and I'm smoking a cigar. It is the evening. I've just finished my meal, and I'm going to be talking with you. And what are we talking about today? Well, let's talk about Ethan Klein and Steven Crowder going at it on a debate, which I honestly I watched it, and honestly, it's one of the most funniest things, one of the most entertaining things ever, but one of the most disgusting things ever too. Because I'm gonna be honest, this is one of our issues with this country, and I'll get into that in just a moment. But I'll give you the synopsis of what happened. So, Ethan Klein and Steven Crowder started fighting after Ethan Klein said something about the CDC and trusting the government and trusting the CDC and just, but the one insulting thing he said was like, you don't really have to think about it, bro. Like, to say, like, there's no reason for you to be thinking and not critically thinking whatsoever. And then also Steven Crowder made a comment about Ethan Klein, about that comment, and then Steven Crowder then fired back at Ethan Klein. Ethan Klein fired back at him, making fun of his cigars. This is why the show got started in the first place. And also the fact that he also made fun of cigars, which I've seen some of these people. I'll talk about that in just a moment. But the thing he also was making fun of was like the fact that Steven Crowder had a holster on with a gun. Like, he had a gun holster on him. And, Steven Crowder's thing is that he's trying to promote gun safety, sensible gun safety, gun etiquette and gun safety. Like, the gun is in the holster, it's not out and about, it's just there. Like, if the gun was out, if he just took it out and was like talking with it, like so, yeah, that might be an issue, but he's not. And I think that the thing I love about it, it's just there, and it pisses people off. And I love the aesthetic too. Just a host who just has a gun on him, and it's just like, yo, that's so fucking cool. That is so fucking cool. Like, I don't know. I always found it, like, when Joe Rogan whips out the katana, it's like fucking like, yeah, this is a real katana, bro. You ever tried DMT? So basically they had this back and forth with each other. And not they were talking to me. Ethan Klein had a back and forth, and so they finally settled on the debate. They messaged each other and they were gonna have a debate. And I watched a bit of this debate, and there's probably the Crowder version and the Ethan version, the Klein version of this situation. It's kind of like the same thing with Alex Jones when he crashed the Young Turks get-together at the Democratic convention, which was the funniest thing ever. Alex Jones just appears out of nowhere and just like crashes the Young Turks get together, and it's the funniest shit ever. But there's two different versions. There's the version that InfoWars had, and the version the Young Turks have. And I want to see I really do want to see the InfoWars. That was such a fucking funniest fucking moment, just to see some of these people just lose their shit. Somebody spit on Alex Jones. That's when I just lost respect for the Young Turks. It's like, yo, you do realize that Alex, like, I don't know. This is when I started getting into politics, so taking it more seriously. I'm spitting too much on this thing. But so they had their debate. And the debate was starting off pretty well. Like, Ethan and Steven were talking, they were getting back and forth, talking about marriage stuff, kids, emergencies, stuff like that. And then, as soon as the debate started, Ethan Klein punched, like, the sniveling little weasel right away started playing dirty. You know, because he noticed that he had, like, and this is the thing too with Steven Crowder, he was dressing up like a Spartan, and I'm not sure if he likes the 300. I said Meet the Spartans. Fuck, man, nobody likes to Meet the Spartans. I know. What was the other movie? 300. He also did a parody of 300 with Joe Biden. You know, they dressed up. They did their cultural appropriation week, which they did Grease. Oopa. What was the thing? Grease. Yeah, he dressed up like a 300 Spartan. And also, like, Steven's sponsored by a bulletproof vest company called Spartan Armors, which honestly, I need to get my own bulletproof vest, so honestly, I might get it through Steven Crowder's thing. But so anyway, Ethan started spouting out this information, which has been said before multiple times. I'm not sure if this is true or not. That the Spartans, you know, did you know the Spartans of Greece were boy lovers? Like, they want to, like, and this is the thing that kind of irritates me about the left, and I want to get into this just a moment. But, so anyway, that's how the fight starts, that's how the whole thing starts, and again, it seems like it was one of those kind of, like, prank gotcha moments. Like, yeah, I'm not going to debate you, loser, and it's like, they started getting on another guest who was apparently a grifter, so I don't know his name, and I refuse to promote him. And I'm also kind of lazy, I didn't get his information, but they started going back and forth about, you know, the grifter and how this whole thing was just a scam from the beginning. Like, it just seemed like Ethan Klein didn't want to debate him and just wanted to just make a fool of, like, he wanted to give him that gotcha moment, like, put him in the spotlight and give him information that's not, you know, like a debate. Everybody wants a debate and they want to win that debate, and so they'll resort to playing dirty. Ethan Klein definitely is kind of a scumbag, and also the fact that, like, he abuses mentally ill women for his own comedy gain. So, and the other guy was just a piece of shit too for, like, being a political grifter as well. Which again, like, if you're trying to get a positive message out there, yeah, you're not really a grifter. You're just maybe a grifter for peace. But this guy was a grifter for, like, watching chaos and pain and suffering for a little slice of the pie. But again, it was it was a back and forth, but it was an entertaining back and forth. It was name calling and shit like that, and throughout this whole thing, like, in the middle of the goddamn thing, Ethan Klein, who commented about, you know, Steven Crowder having a holster, was like, bro, you have a holster. You have a holster, bro. Like, I have shoes. It's like saying, like, if I was Steven Crowder, I'd be like, you have shoes, bro. Why are you wearing shoes? Like, why do I have a holster? Because it's for my gun goes. Yes, I like to be armed. I like to have a weapon on me. I like to know that I have some sort of defense. You can, and I've had this talk with many of people who are which one of my friends, which honestly he's kind of a bit of a hypocrite, which makes no fucking sense. He was like, he talked about the different scenarios. Oh, what if someone sneaks from behind you? What if someone takes it quick? What if somebody, like, all the things that could happen? And it's like, shit, well, maybe I need training on that. You're right, maybe I need training. But it does not stop me from carrying a fucking gun or a goddamn knife. Like, it just does not stop me from, you know, enjoying life. And I'm so tired of people being, like, so cowardly when people want to defend themselves. And I feel like this is an issue too. Like, gun rights are women's rights as well. Like, here's the scenario too. Like, do you know what the difference is between a 90-pound woman and a 250-pound male gorilla of a man? A 44 Magnum, or better yet, 9 millimeters. Especially to the dome. Do you know what the difference is between 20 home invaders and a man and his wife and his child? 5.56, 30 rounds of the dreaded AR-15 Ooh, AR-15, the black scary gun. It's a scary black gun. And the left claims to be about equality. They can't even handle a fucking black gun. Which, honestly, some of these people who've actually bought and try to buy AR-15s actually have criminal records, so they try to go, it's so easy, let me show you. And then they buy it, and it's like, well, you've been arrested for public indecency. Oh. It's like, oh, gun laws are just stupid now. It's like, and every time they talk about one, like, this is the dreaded ghost gun, it shoots 30 rounds, per minute, per second, super fast, just the information. It's like, this is a clip magazine, which, by the way, two different things. A magazine is what we use in our pistols that go sliding in and go jamming in. A clip is that it's basically built on a little thing. So, yeah. Don't talk about things you don't know. Please, just stop. Just stop. I don't know. I find that whole situation just kind of bullshit. Anytime, like... And again, I'm no gun expert, too. I like guns. I try to do my best to talk about and explain guns and stuff like that. And I like watching gun video experts. Demolition Ranch, Hickok 45. Some of the other ones, they do a lot more talking. And they don't really talk about, like, guns. And I like going to, like, videos that talk about 1911s and stuff like that. Like, the details of, like, certain pistols, because I have certain guns. So it's like, okay. And especially Hickok, too, because the man is such a, like, he is your grandpa that you definitely needed. The grandpa with all the guns, who just enjoys shooting watermelons and 2-liter bottles of Pepsi. I don't know, I just find this kind of situation kind of ridiculous. I just almost did a bit of imagine my shock. Hello, I'm Paul Joseph Watson. Imagine, I can't do it. Hold on. Imagine my shock. Racist. Right, it just turned into a fucking Paul Joseph Watson video. And this is, again, I don't like talking about politics. I hate, but there's so many political characters out there. It's absolutely funny. But, again, I found it kind of funny in a sense. It's like, and again, they don't want to debate. They don't want to talk to you. They just want to clown around. Like, I got into so many fights on Facebook and YouTube as well, Instagram, about these people who just want to fight and just claim you're wrong, and they want to shame you, and that's the biggest thing too. And the biggest problem I see with this is like, it's like they just want to clown. Oh, I'm just here for fun. Like the one time, like this one video I did, like not one video, this one thing I was talking about, and it was a video that somebody was putting like Jordan B. Peterson videos, the audio over images of like Red Skull talking, and I made a comment saying we live in a day and age where villains are making more sense than heroes. We're living in a day and age where the villains are making more logical sense and are basically want to help humanity rather than the heroes. And it's just like it's kind of profound a little bit. I mean, you're going to make Red Skull the villain and you're going to compare him to Jordan Peterson, a man who just told you to clean your room, pet a cat, and slay the dragon of chaos. And find a direction, too, which is in his new book. But I was debating this guy because I was, like, joking around about the Jordan Peterson thing, and I'm like, I wasn't getting anywhere. It just seemed like, I just want to have fun. I'm just fucking with you, huh? There's no real talk here. It's like, there's no real truth here. There's no real reason to get to me. It's like, you don't give a shit. So it's like, I'm just so done with that shit. Like, they don't want to talk. They just want to mock you because they are the kings that are basically, they've ruled the world now. They basically are on top of the world now, and they just continuously talk. They refuse to get challenged. It's like the new Star Wars movie could have been the plot. This could have been the plot of the new Star Wars movie, about how the New Republic became the new Empire. Like, after the defeat of, the Empire, the Republic, in the beginning started to become, okay, fine, we're good, but slowly got rotten to the point where it's now that the Republic is now the new Empire, and the Empire, just like the old rebel, like people who are like, no, you guys are wrong. We're using the Empire gear because it's like, you're taking everything from us. It's like, imagine that, imagine that storyline. If the New Republic accidentally became the new, Empire, and nobody never thought about it. Like, oh, we're doing this, but we're doing the same thing the Empire's doing, but with a smile. It's just again what George Carlin was talking about. Like, fascism is political correctness is fascism with manners. And they say comedians are not modern day philosophers. Because nobody's really took an acid and just decided to think. Nobody's really sat down to think and talk. You know what I mean? And getting to the conversation of this, the meat of this, I'm 16 minutes in. No, but nobody wants to have a debate. Nobody wants to have a conversation anymore. Everybody wants a fucking debate. You know what I mean? Everybody wants this. I need the win. We need to win. It's like we are so desperate for violence or carnage or something like that we've kind of become so docile that the littlest things that we need to fight over to make ourselves excited. You know what I mean? Like, we need to fight, and that's usually the case. And I feel like one's coming up, but I'm hoping there isn't. So it's again, I miss when people were just like, okay, you're different, I'm different, let's have fun. But not anymore. So. Alright, I think I've talked long enough. I'm gonna save this cigar for tomorrow. You might be getting you might be getting a evening cigar and a morning coffee with James tomorrow. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.